I'm Samantha. Standing in the opulent Montgomery estate, the air thick with tension, I watched as the room fell into an eerie silence. My sister, Lily, stared at her fiancé, Ethan, with a mix of shock and betrayal in her eyes. Ethan's once handsome face contorted into a mask of anger as I announced, loud enough for everyone to hear, that their engagement was a scheme to get access to Lily's trust fund before his family's company, Crestwood Enterprises, went under. It all started when Lily told me I couldn't be her bridesmaid. We were at our favorite little bistro, the Cozy Corner. Lily, always the perfectionist, was carefully slicing her fruit salad as she said, "I just think someone else would be a better fit, Sam. You understand, don't you? The photos have to be flawless." I sat there, stunned, my latte going cold in front of me. I couldn't believe my ears. My own sister was telling me I wasn't good-looking enough to stand by her side on her big day. We had grown up in a well-to-do family. Our parents, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, were prominent in the local business community. Dad was a shrewd businessman, and Mom was a socialite who loved to host parties. Lily had always been the center of attention, with her long, golden hair and model-like figure. I, on the other hand, took after our grandmother, with my average height, brown hair, and a more down-to-earth personality. I focused on my studies and became a financial analyst. Lily met Ethan at a high-profile charity ball where she was working as an event planner. 6 months later, they were engaged. Ethan was the supposed heir to Crestwood Enterprises, a company that was rumored to be a powerhouse in the industry. Lily saw him as her ticket to a life of luxury and status. When I asked if Mom knew about me being excluded from the bridal party, Lily simply said, "Mom agrees. It's for the best. The Crestwood family is very important. We can't have anything less than perfection." Mom, always eager to please Lily and maintain the family's social standing, had indeed sided with her. I was heartbroken, but I tried to bury myself in work. Every day, Mom would call with updates about the wedding. Lily had chosen the most expensive flowers from overseas, and the bridesmaids' dresses were being custom-made by a famous designer. The guest list had already reached over 500 people. One day at work, I got a call from my colleague, Rachel, in the legal department. "Sam, could you come down here? We need your expertise on something," she said. When I got there, she showed me a stack of documents related to the prenuptial agreement for Lily and Ethan's wedding. Ethan's family had insisted on multiple firms reviewing it, a standard procedure for large estates. As I started going through the documents, my hands began to shake. Hidden beneath the complex legal jargon was a disturbing truth. Crestwood Enterprises was on the verge of bankruptcy. Ethan wasn't inheriting a fortune. He was trying to save a failing company. And Lily, with her substantial trust fund that she had never touched, was their last hope. Just then, I got a text from Lily. "Don't forget about the engagement party tomorrow. Wear something plain so you don't stand out." Looking at the stack of documents, I knew I had to do something. I decided to make copies and attend the party. At the engagement party, the Crestwood estate was as grand as I had imagined. I parked my practical sedan among the luxury cars and walked in, clutching the documents in my bag. I had dressed in a beautiful sapphire blue dress that brought out my eyes, and I had styled my hair in loose curls. Lily, looking stunning in a white designer gown, greeted me with a fake smile. "You actually made an effort."
"How nice," she said.
I asked about Ethan, and she said he was in the study talking to investors. I then casually mentioned Crestwood's financial situation, and her smile faltered for a moment. When I brought up the prenup, Lily grabbed my arm and hissed, "Not here. How do you even know about this?" I told her I was a financial analyst and the documents had crossed my desk. She tried to brush it off, saying it was none of my business. I challenged her, asking why she was throwing away her future for a man who was using her for money. She laughed hysterically and said, "This is my chance, Sam. Once the merger is complete, I'll be Mrs. Crestwood, a powerful woman in the city." I then asked if she had ever met Ethan's parents or anyone from the company. A flicker of doubt crossed her face. Just then, Ethan appeared. He tried to divert the conversation, but I pressed on. asking him to introduce me to his parents. His smile turned cold, and he tried to intimidate me. But Lily, to my surprise, stood up for me. She demanded to know where his parents were and why he had rushed her into signing the prenup. When I announced the truth about the company's bankruptcy and the scheme to get her trust fund, the room went quiet. Lily looked at Ethan and whispered, "Is it true?" Ethan's true colors showed, and he started to lash out. But Lily slapped him across the face and called for security to escort him out. After the chaos subsided, Lily and I sat in the garden, sharing a bottle of champagne. She apologized for how she had treated me, saying she had been so caught up in the perfect image of the wedding and the life she thought she was getting. The Crestwood scandal made headlines for weeks. Ethan and several executives faced legal charges. Lily took some time off to travel and rediscover herself. When she came back, she started her own event planning company, focusing on intimate weddings centered around love. Recently, over brunch at the Cozy Corner, she asked me, "Will you be my maid of honor?" I know I don't deserve it after last time. I cut her off and said, "But only if you promise no height requirements or aesthetic restrictions." She laughed and squeezed my hand. "The only requirement is that my sister stands beside me. That's what makes it perfect." Looking back, I realized that sometimes the best endings are the ones we don't expect, the real stories with all their imperfections. Lily and I learned that lesson the hard way, but we learned it together.